So in this lesson, let's talk about the degrees of comparison as given in the first year. So it is given in the bit number 11 as the fourth and fifth questions generally. Now let's take a look at the sort of patterns that we have here. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 patterns in all, but in the exam, in the textbook, they haven't given this last one, though there are some questions on this pattern. Okay, so let us take a look at this. No other state in India is as small as Goa. Goa is smaller than any other state in India. Goa is the smallest state in India. All these three sentences mean the same thing. But what is the difference? The difference is in the use of the adjectives. So, in the first sentence, the adjective is said to be in the positive degree. The second one, smaller, is comparative form of the same adjective, and this is superlative degree. So, in the examination, they'll give you a sentence with an adjective in one of these three degrees of the adjectives, and they'll give you instructions on what to do with that particular adjective. So they, if they give the sentence in the with an adjective in the post degree, they might ask you to rewrite the same sentence using the comparative form of the adjective without modifying or changing the original meaning, or they might ask you to use a superlative degree with by retaining the original meaning. So, and also we'll know what type of questions can be given in the examination in advance. Okay, so this, in this pattern, there is only one thing or person who is best. For example, here Goa is the smallest. Nothing else can be compared to this as far as the size of this Goa is concerned. Okay, but if you see the next three sentences, very few men in the world are as rich as Mukesh Ambani. Mukesh Ambani is richer than many other men in the world. Mukesh Ambani is one of the richest men in the world. Now, what is the difference between this pattern, the best pattern, and one of the best pattern? Here, this person or thing, it's really unique. Nothing else matches with this. But here, the person being mentioned here is not unique. There are other people, very few, like the person mentioned here or the thing mentioned here. So Mukesh Ambani is not the richest man in the world. There are a few other people who are as rich as Mukesh Ambani. That's the meaning of this. All the three sentences mean the same thing. And look at the structure also. So here you see no other state, it starts with no other state, whereas here very few men, it starts with no other. Here it starts with very few, and then you see smaller than any other, you see, and you see richer than many other. In place of any other, you see many other. That's the difference. Now you see smallest state, but here you see one of the richest men. So you find this one of in this structure, and here in place of any you find many here, and now in place of no other your sentence starts with very few here. Now the next one, the comparison is only between two people or things. That is the reason why superlative is not possible. The elephant is not so tall as a giraffe. The giraffe is taller than the elephant. Here you are talking about things that are not equal. So here giraffe is taller, but elephant is not really as tall as that. Okay. Now take a look at the next pattern, two equal things pattern. Hyundai cars are as expensive as Maruti cars. Maruti cars are not more expensive than Hyundai cars. Here also you are talking about two things for people, and they are actually equal. Maruti cars or Hyundai cars, both are equally expensive. Now next one, his son can't speak English as fluently as his daughter. his daughter can speak English more fluently than his son. So, in this pattern, you are comparing two people's actions, not people, how they perform an action. See, the girl here can speak more fluently than the boy here. The boy can't speak English as fluently as the girl, but the girl can speak more fluently than the boy. Now, you see here, can't speak, and here you see can speak, and here you see more fluently than, you'll see here as fluently as. Now this one is not given in the chapter in the textbook, but then there are questions on this pattern. So Vinay is not as mischievous as some other boys in the college. Some other boys in the college are more mischievous than Vinay. Vinay is Vinay is not the most mischievous boy in the college. So Vinay is not the most mischievous means, so there are some other people, like some other boys in the college, who are as mischievous as Vinay. So some other boys in the college are more mischievous than Vinay here, and Vinay is not as mischievous as some other boys. So this is slightly different, and you are actually referring to somebody and saying that that person is not the best, not the most mischievous, or not the worst. So you have this not the most. I mean, you have not, and then followed by the superlative degree, and here it starts with, the comparative form starts with some other, and here this is slightly different, so not as mischievous as some other boys in the college. So to let you understand the pattern well, I'm going to give you several examples for each of these six patterns. Okay, now let us take a look at this pattern, the best pattern, that Goa example. So the more the examples that you see, the easier for you to understand the pattern of the sentences. Now, no other city in India is as populous as Mumbai. So you are actually referring to unique things or people. So look at the similarities. No other city in India is as populous as Mumbai. No other planet in the solar system is as large as Jupiter. No other metal is as precious as gold. No other river in India is as long as the Ganga. No other profession is as noble as teaching. So try to understand the pattern here, especially the post degree sentence referring to things that are unique. Now, comparative form. Mumbai is more populous than any other city. So, what you should remember is more populous than any. So, you have comparative form followed by than any other. Okay. So, Jupiter is larger than any other planet in the solar system. Gold is more precious than any other metal. The Ganga is longer than any other river in India. Teaching is nobler than any other profession. Now, look at all this: than any other, and than any other, and than any other, than any other, than any other. This is common in all these sentences when the adjective is in the comparative degree. Now, superlative degree. Mumbai is the most populous city in India. Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system. Gold is the most precious metal. And the Ganga is the longest river in India. Teaching is the noblest profession. So they're all similar. The most populous city, the largest planet, the most precious metal, the longest river, the noblest profession. Now, let us take a look at the next pattern, in which somebody is not unique, but somebody is or something is one of the best or one of the unique things. Now, you see here, It starts with very few, as you can see. Every sentence starts very few here. Very few cricketers in the world are as great as Sachin Tendulkar. Very few diseases are as dangerous as cancer. Very few mountains in the world are as high as Mount Everest. Very few writers in English are as famous as Shakespeare. Very few animals are as intelligent as dolphin. Now here, uh, greater than many other you'll see as a common expression. I mean, comparative degree followed by than many other. See, more dangerous than many other, and higher than many other, and more famous than many other, and more intelligent than many other. So let's see this. Sachin Tendulkar is greater than many other cricketers in the world. Cancer is more dangerous than many other diseases. Mount Everest is higher than many other mountains in the world. Shakespeare is more famous than many other writers in English. The dolphin is more intelligent than many other animals. Sachin Tendulkar is one of the greatest cricketers in the world. Cancer is one of the most dangerous diseases. Mount Everest is one of the highest mountains in the world. Shakespeare is one of the most famous writers in English. The dolphin is one of the most intelligent animals. Now, let us take a look at this third pattern in which two unequal things are compared. You don't have superlative degree because only two things are compared here. So, iron is not, or this is pronounced iron with the letter R silent. Iron is not as hard as diamond. The tiger is not as heavy as the elephant. Tea is not as expensive as coffee. The bicycle is not as fast as the motorcycle. The Godavari is not as long as the Ganga. Now, here you see diamond is harder than iron. The elephant is heavier than the tiger. Coffee is more expensive than tea. The motorcycle is faster than the bicycle. The Ganga is longer than the Godavari. And here in this pattern, two things are equal. So, as usual, superlative degree is not possible because you are only talking about two things. Now, gold is as precious as platinum. Ravi is as tall as Suresh. This road is as wide as that road. Hindi is as popular as Telugu in this city. A mango is as sweet as a banana. Now, comparative forms. Platinum is not more precious than gold. Suresh is not taller than Ravi. That road is not wider than this road. Telugu is not more popular than Hindi in this city. A banana is not sweeter than a mango. And this one here, two actions are compared. Who does better? See, Reena cannot sing as well as Meena. Arjun cannot run as fast as Vijay. Priya cannot write as neatly as Divya. Ramu cannot solve problems as quickly as Somu. The new employee cannot work as efficiently as the experienced one. So here the subject cannot do something as well as the other one. Now here the subject is able to do better. Meena can sing better than Reena. Vijay can run faster than Arjun. Divya can write more neatly than Priya. Somu can solve problems more quickly than Ramu. The experienced employee can work more efficiently than the new one. And this pattern, not one of the best. As I said, there is no uh, explanation about this in the textbook, but then there are a few questions. Okay, now let us take a look at all these sentences. Positive degree. Vinay is not as mischievous as some other boys in the college. Ravi is not as tall as some other players in the team. He is not as hardworking as some other students in the class. The hotel is not as expensive as some other hotels in the city. She is not as experienced as some other teachers in the school. See here, as mischievous as some other boys, as tall as some other place, as hardworking as some other students, as expensive as some other hotels, as experienced as some other teachers. Now, comparative form. Some other boys in the college are more mischievous than Vinay. Some other players in the team are taller than Ravi. Some other students in the class are more hardworking than he. Don't say him, it is he. So here is understood, not expressed. Of course, you can say him, but in the examinations, don't write it. Okay. Some other hotels in the city are more expensive than this one. Uh, some other teachers in the school are more experienced than she. Don't say her or because you might not get the mark if you write an answer like that. So you need actually the subject form of the pronoun here, not the object form her. Okay, so Vinay is not the most mischievous boy in the college, not the most mischievous. Ravi is not the tallest player in the team, not the tallest player. He is not the most hardworking student in the class. This hotel is not the most expensive in the city. She is not the most experienced teacher in the school. Okay, so now see, this is the first pattern. You have 11 questions uh, from the first pattern, and from the second pattern, one of the best pattern, 12 questions are there. And from this pattern, two unequal things, 20 questions are there. And from this fourth pattern, there is no question at all. And from this pattern, where two actions are compared, only two questions are there. And not one of the best, there are two questions. So you can actually ignore this completely, this pattern, except the example given above in the first table. And if you are a little confused with this, it's okay. What you'll have to focus on are these three uh, patterns, very, very important patterns. These three things, if it is too confusing, you can leave it also, leave it, because if you try to focus on these things, you might get confused here. So focus totally on these three, and only when you are fully confident, then only when you are fully confident, you try to learn these three, especially these two, because you have only two questions each. Okay, now let's go to, so what we'll have to do is, when we get a question, the questions are given like this. See, LIC is one of the most popular insurance companies in India. In the textbook they say other degrees, okay, but in the actual examination, since this is most popular superlative degree, they might ask you to use comparative degree or positive degree. You should be ready for both of them. Okay, so as soon as the question is given to you, you need to identify which pattern it belongs to. So this pattern belongs to the second type of this sentence belongs to the second pattern, which is one of the best. And if you see the second question here, the custard apple is better for health than the apple. So it belongs to this pattern number 3, to unequal things. So this, recognizing which pattern the question sentence belongs to, helps you think of the correct answer. Now I'll take you to the key directly. There I'll explain all these questions. LIC is one of the most popular insurance companies in India. So the instruction is not clear. In the board exam, they will definitely tell you either to use comparative or positive degree. So the most important thing when you see the question is to understand which pattern the question sentence belongs to. It belongs to one of the best. I mean the second type, second pattern. Now, in case they ask you to write a positive degree, it has to be very few insurance companies in India are as popular as LIC. And comparative degree, LIC is more popular than many other insurance companies in India. The custard apple is better for health than the apple. See here, when there are only two things involved, you don't even have to look for the instruction. Okay, so because only one answer is possible, because you don't have a superlative degree. If the question given is in the positive degree, you change it to comparative. If it is in the comparative, like in this sentence, change into positive. This is not really useful. I mean, you don't have to look for this. So what you need to do is understand which pattern it belongs to. Okay, so two unequal things, right? So positive degrees, the custard apple is not as good for health as the apple. No other boy in the class is as active as Surya Teja. So you are asked to use comparative form. So it belongs to the first pattern, the best pattern. Now compare degree. Surya Teja is more active than any other boy in the class. Since it's very clear, so you can simply write this, you can learn this. You are not likely to be asked to write a sentence using superlative degree. You are not asked, but then just for reference, you need to learn this. Surya Teja is the most active boy in the class. Next one, a computer. A computer works much faster than the human brain. So computer, then brain. So works is there, no? You need to use does not work. So if it is positive, it needs to be negative here. Two unequal, uh, not things actually, actions actually. Actions are compared here. Okay. So the human brain does not work as fast as a computer. Okay, that I need to correct later. Okay, so next one. I cannot speak as fast as you. So two actions are compared here. You cannot speak faster than I. You feel like writing me, don't write it. Okay, in the examination you just write I. So this means actually I am, it is understood, not mentioned here. So this is like a conjunction. You can speak faster than I can. See, can here also, can actually, not am. So you can speak faster than I can is understood here. So I is the answer you are expected to write, not me. Uh, Virus infects a person faster than bacteria. So uh, here also action, the actions are compared here, not things here. That also needs to be uh, corrected. Okay, now you see here, post degree, because it is already in the comparative form faster, you need to use fast. Bacteria, this is plural noun, right? Bacteria do not infect a person as fast as virus. Okay, teaching is the best of all professions, other degrees. So this is the best pattern, the first pattern. So no other profession is as good as teaching. Teaching is better than any other profession. Lakshmi Mittal is one of the most popular industrialists of Indian origin. So here other degrees. So this sentence belongs to this pattern, one of the best. So positive degree. Very few industrialists of Indian origin are as popular as Lakshmi Mittal. Comparative degree. Lakshmi Mittal is more popular than many other industrialists of Indian origin. No other bank in India is as widely spread as SBI. So you are clearly told to use superlative degree. It belongs to the first pattern, the best. SBI is the most widely spread bank in India. So comparative degree, just for reference, SBI is more widely spread than any other bank in India. Cancer is one of the most dangerous diseases. So the question is not clear. You should learn both of them. It belongs to one of the best pattern, second pattern, positive degree. Very few diseases are as dangerous as cancer. A comparative degree, cancer is more dangerous than many other diseases. The Amazon is one of the longest rivers in the world. You are asked to learn, change this into other degrees, but in the exam, they will ask you to write a sentence in post degree or comparative degree. So this belongs to one of the best pattern, the second pattern. So the positive degree, very few rivers in the world are as long as the Amazon. The Amazon is longer than many other rivers in the world. Jupiter is bigger than any other planet. This is the first pattern, and you are expected to learn both of them. Positive degree. No other planet is as big as Jupiter. Jupiter is the biggest planet in the superlative degree. Our rainbow is one of the most beautiful sights in nature. It belongs to one of the best. So you can be asked either of the two possible answers. So the first one, positive degree. Very few sights in nature are as beautiful as a rainbow. Rainbow is more beautiful than many other sights in nature. Very few English poets are as great as Keats. So here uh, it belongs to the second pattern, one of the best pattern, and you need to learn both. John Keats is greater than many other English poets. John Keats is one of the greatest English poets, that is superlative degree. Lotus is the most beautiful flower. So here the first pattern, you are asked to learn both of them. Positive degree. No other flower is as beautiful as the lotus. The lotus is more beautiful than any other flower. This is comparative form. Mathematics is more difficult than many other subjects. You are clearly told to use superlative degree. That is most difficult, and it belongs to one of the best pattern. So this is the right answer. Mathematics is one of the most difficult subjects. And just for reference, the post degree also, very few subjects are as difficult as mathematics. Shimla is cooler than Ooty. So only two things are compared here, and you don't need this instruction also. Okay, so positive degree. Ooty is not as cool as Shimla. He can't run as fast as I. This is the right answer. Okay, right question sentence. It's not me here. It is I. So at least in the examinations, he can't run as fast as I. So here two actions are compared. So compare degree. I can run faster than he, not him. It is wrong to say him here. Next, Vinay is not as mischievous as some other boys in the college. You are asked to use comparative degree, not one of the best. The last pattern, actually, this was the example I showed you in the table. So you are asked to use comparative degree. The answer is this: some other boys in the college are more mischievous than Vinay. Superlative degree you are not asked, but just for reference, Vinay is not the most mischievous boy in the college. Of all the Telugu singers, S.P. Balasubramaniam had the most melodious voice. Here, you are asked to clearly write a sentence using the positive degree of this adjective. Most melodious is superlative. It belongs to the first pattern, the best pattern. So, no other Telugu singer had as melodious a voice as S.P. Balasubramaniam. This is your answer. And comparative degree, you are not asked, just for reference. S.P. Balasubramaniam had a more melodious voice than any other Telugu singer. Health is more important than wealth. So here you are referring to two unequal things, the fourth pattern, and this is just for the sake of ask giving they have given. This not really in required this instruction. So wealth is not as important as health. Very few TV channels are as popular as ETV. Superlative degree, the second pattern, one of the best. ETV is one of the most popular TV channels. Superlative degree. Now, comparative degree, for reference, ETV is more popular than many other TV channels. Now, this second exercise. The taste of pizza is more pleasing than that of burger. So, here you are given only two things here, right? So, into other degrees, not possible actually. There is only one. More pleasing, it's a comparative form. You only need positive form. Okay. So, the pattern it belongs to is two unequal things, right? So, the taste of burger is not as pleasing as that of pizza. So, that of means the taste of. Okay. Here also the taste of. You are using this pronoun to avoid repetition of the same word. Sheila is getting smarter and smarter than Neela. So again, this is not a clear instruction because you are talking about only two people here, two things here. That's the reason why they could have directly said use smart or positive degree. Neela is not getting as smart as Sheila. Raj is one of the bravest fighters, and this is the correct answer because, sorry, you have, yes, because it belongs to the second pattern, one of the best. Two answers are possible, and you are clearly told what answer you need to write. Bravest is superlative, and you are asked to use comparative, which is braver. Raju is braver than many other fighters. Positive degree. Just for reference, very few fighters are as brave as Raj. Radha speaks more fluently than Sudha. So only two people, right? Their actions are compared. So this is not required actually. And this is very confusing also. So two unequal actions actually, okay? One speaks better or more fluently. We have seen this already. Okay. So Sudha does not speak as fluently as Radha. See here, speaks changes to does not speak. That you need to remember. You cannot use something like cannot. Riding a horse is not as easy as riding a motor bicycle. This is also not correct. They could have simply said use comparative form of this adjective easier. Now comparative degree. Riding a motorbike is easier than riding a horse. Silence is the most potent weapon to win an argument. You are asked to use post degree. It belongs to the first pattern here. No other weapon to win an argument is as potent as silence. So the next one, compare degree, it's only for a reference. Silence is more potent than any other weapon to win an argument. Rachana's sister is taller than yours, and only two people are compared here. This not required. They could have simply said use positive degree, that is tall. So you are referring to two unequal things or people. So answer is positive degree. Your sister is not as tall as Rachana's. Okay, so next, dogs don't look as cute as rabbits. Again, this is also not required because you could simply use comparative degree. They could have said comparative degree. Here, two unequal things. I mean, actions actually. They're not really actions. Okay. So, rabbits look cuter than dogs. He is not the worst student in the class. Uh, not this belongs to not one of the last pattern. Hmm? This is the second and last question in this pattern. He is not the worst student in the class. You are asked to use comparative form. Some other students in the class are worse than he, not him. Okay. Positive degree, just for reference, is not as bad as some other students in the class. Very few heroes are as great as Gandhiji in world history. And you are asked to use superlative form, and it belongs to one of the best pattern, superlative degree, as requested, as instructed. Gandhiji is one of the greatest heroes in world history. And comparative degree, just for reference, Gandhiji is greater than many other heroes in the world. Now the third exercise in the textbook, the last one also, bus journey is not as comfortable as train journey. So again, confusing instruction. Only two things are compared here. So that is the reason why they could have said use more comfortable or comparative form. Train journey is more comfortable than bus journey. Radha Krishnan is more highly respected than any other teacher. So change into other degrees. Yes, that's a right question, right instruction. It belongs to the first pattern, the best. So in the positive degree, no other teacher is as highly respected as Radha Krishna. Superlative degree, Radha Krishnan is the most highly respected teacher. Robert Frost is one of the best American poets. It belongs to the second pattern, one of the best, and you are asked to use other degrees. Fine. In the examination, they will ask you to use this or this in your sentence clearly. Very few American poets are as good as Robert Frost. Robert Frost is better than many other American poets. Comparative degree here. No other road in the world is as long as the Pan American Highway. And here this belongs to the first pattern, the best, and you are asked to use, write other sentences using the other degrees. Comparative degree, the Pan American Highway is longer than any other road in the world. Superlative degree, the Pan American Highway is the longest road in the world. Kashmir is one of the coolest places in India. Change into other degrees. It belongs to the second pattern, one of the best. Positive degree. Very few places in India are as cool as Kashmir. Kashmir is cooler than many other places in India. A foolish friend can be more dangerous than a wise enemy. So the question is wrong here. I mean, instruction is wrong because you are talking about only two people, two unequal things. Only one answer is possible. Even the instruction is unnecessary. So the answer is a wise enemy cannot be as dangerous as a foolish friend. Money is not as important as character. So you are talking about two unimportant, unequal things, and the instruction is confusing. It's not even required because you are asked to use. I mean, you have a positive degree here. You only need comparative degree here. Character is more important than money. Modern culture is not as stable as traditional culture. Here, you're talking about two unequal things. This instruction only confuses you. Okay, stable, you need more stable. Traditional culture is more stable than modern culture. For many Indians, cricket gives greater pleasure than football. Uh, you're this you're talking about only cricket and football here. Here also change into other degrees, not a good instruction. Because greater, you are simply I know are expected to use great here, positive degree. For many Indians, football does not give as great pleasure as cricket. Natural flowers appeal more to our senses than artificial flowers. You are asked to change into other degrees, which is again a wrong instruction. So it's about just two unequal things. Fourth pattern. So here, artificial flowers do not appeal to our senses as much as natural flowers. So much, more, and most. And there are a few more questions in the revision tests and model papers as well. He is more intelligent than I. This is a perfect instruction. This belongs to the pattern with just two things, unequal things. Fourth pattern. Uh, I am not as intelligent as he. Jagan is the tallest boy in the class. Change to comparative degree. This is fine. This belongs to the first pattern, the best pattern. Jagan is taller than any other boy in the class. Now, this positive degree, just for reference. No other boy in the class is as tall as Jagan. Savita is more intelligent than Vinita. Here, this is not at all required because only two people are there. Two unequal things. This belongs to the fourth pattern. uh, Positive degree. Vinita is not as intelligent as Savita. And in the model paper, two questions. No other animal lives as long as the turtle. Clear, instruction because it belongs to the first pattern, the best. Two answers are possible, and so you are clearly asked to use comparative degree, which is long and longer. The turtle lives longer than any other animal. The superlative degree, though there is no question, just for reference, the turtle lives the longest of all animals. Age is not bigger than aspirations. So here again, age and aspirations, only two unequal things. Aspirations are as big as age. So here actually these are two equal things actually. Okay, so the brackets in this bracket, this is not the right one. So that was the last question actually. Now, how do they give the questions in the board examination? Degrees of comparison question. It's given in bit number 11, and there are two questions, as you know, as one as the fourth and the other as the fifth question will be given like this. And as always, you will get six questions, and you will be asked to answer any four for 4 marks. And you need to write answers to all the questions, all the six questions, because even if you make one or two mistakes, you will not lose any marks at all. You will get all the marks.